What's going on, everybody? Off the Clock Entertainment presents Ball with MTG. This is your host, Malcolm the GOAT. Today we're going to talk a little play-in tournament, who's participating in it, and the predictions of who's going to participate in the NBA playoffs. But before we get started, guys, an amazing website, if you're interested in starting your own podcast, is called Buzzsprout. I have a link in the description below for you guys to sign up and be able to participate in winning that $20 Amazon gift card. And also, follow me on Instagram, Ball with MTG, to stay up with all the sports news. Ball with MTG starts now. So guys, we're going to talk a little play-in tournament today. Now, the play-in tournament was put in place because last year Corona had happened. We already know what went on with that. So the NBA needed to create a little bit more views and make the NBA a little bit more entertaining. And this year was brought back in place full-time to, because teams would play lackluster, teams wouldn't really care towards the end of the season. So it gives more teams an opportunity to participate in the NBA playoffs. Now, I'm going to break this down, the NBA play-in tournament for y'all, describing the Western Conference and what's actually going to happen this year for the play-in tournament. So we have seeds 7 through 10 competing for those last two spots in the NBA playoffs, because we all know that the NBA has 8 seeds in each conference that make the playoffs. So the Lakers are the number 7 seed. The Golden State Warriors are the number 8 seed, which is crazy to think. They've had a really wonderful season, if you ask me. They really turned it around. Steph Curry is balling out of his mind. Honestly, a runner-up for my MVP. But that's not here or there. Then we have the Memphis Grizzlies, who are the 9th seed, and the San Antonio Spurs, again, getting back in that rodeo, because we all know how consistent the Spurs have been over the past 2.5 decades now, with last year being their first time in the past 2 decades missing the playoffs, and now they get the chance to kind of fight back, get back in there, and they're the 10th seed. So now the 7th and 8th seed, which is the Los Angeles Lakers and the Golden State Warriors, will participate against each other. The winner of that game will now be the number 7 seed. And then we'll go, and the loser of that game will play either the winner of the Memphis Grizzlies and San Antonio Spurs game. All right, guys, now this is the fun part where we get to predict what's going to happen and see who makes those final 2 seeds in the NBA playoffs. Now, we have the Los Angeles Lakers facing the Golden State Warriors, which is extremely interesting to me because we have LeBron coming back from his injuries. AD is kind of getting back into shape. And, I mean, we have a full Lakers roster, something that we haven't seen really all season long because everybody has been out. Dennis Schroeder's been out to some health and safety protocols. Anthony Davis has been fighting that near Achilles injury. LeBron James has been fighting injuries. I mean, this team has really only played about 30 good games together. And so it's going to be interesting to see what they can bring to the table in order to maintain that 7th seed, because that's where they want to be. Now, the Golden State Warriors are obviously missing one of their best players in Klay Thompson, and the fact that they are in the playoffs is really a threat to everybody, because we all know what Stephen Curry can bring to the table. He just won another scoring title this season, playing at an MVP level. If he's not the MVP, he's the runner-up, in my opinion. They've been fighting all year long. Draymond Green, Kelly Oubre, I mean, all those guys Andrew Wiggins have really put in the work this season to get to where they're at. And I wouldn't doubt that they would lose. I do predict that the Lakers will win, but I do have a spot for the Golden State Warriors. Now, out of the game between the San Antonio Spurs and the Memphis Grizzlies, I love the San Antonio Spurs. I really do. But I feel like Ja Morant can get this. I mean, he's had another outstanding year with the Memphis Grizzlies. And I believe that he is going to be a top point guard in this league one day. And, I mean, he just plays that bully ball for such a for a point guard. I mean, that he is really the heart and soul of that Memphis Grizzlies team, and he shows up when you need him to. So I do feel like the Memphis Grizzlies will move on and face the Golden State Warriors to fight for that 8th seed. All right, so now we're moving on to the Eastern Conference. Oh, excuse me, the Eastern Conference. At the number 7 seed, we have the Boston Celtics, number 8 seed, the Washington Wizards, number 9 seed, the Indiana Pacers, and the number 10 seed, the Charlotte Hornets. Now, just like the Western Conference, it's set up the same exact way. So the Boston Celtics and the Washington Wizards, honestly, both teams are very surprising to be at this point. Now, the Boston Celtics were projected to be a little better this year. They weren't supposed to be the number 7 seed. But due to play styles, due to guys being out, due to a lot of different things, Kemba Walker hasn't been fully healthy this season. They're the number 7 seed. And now they were supposed to have high hopes this year. Supposed to be fighting for, one of those. They were supposed to be going to the Eastern Conference Finals, and now they're talking about maybe a first round, second round, and out. Because especially due to Jaylen Brown, their second best player, being out for the rest of the year, that really hurts them. So now we talk about the Washington Wizards, who had the worst record in the NBA for about the first 2 months of the season. And so now to get them to where they are now is amazing. And Russell Westbrook, triple-double god, has broken the record that nobody thought could be broken ever in NBA history. Has done it again, 4th season in his career, averaging a triple-double. Bradley Beal, the second leading scorer in the NBA. This team is a very dangerous team. That is a very dangerous duo. And so, those two teams facing against each other, I would have to give it to the Washington Wizards. They've been playing some great ball towards the end of the season, especially to get to where they are now. Like I said, the first couple of months, they were the worst team in the NBA. And now that, Russell Westbrook, Bradley Beal have come together, kind of learned how to play with each other. And that's something that 2 stars have to learn, starting out with each other. And I believe that they can upset the Boston Celtics and get the 7th seed in NBA playoffs, and that'll be very interesting to see the Washington Wizards and Brooklyn Nets, KD and Russ going at it in the playoffs. That's what we want to see. And then we have the Indiana Pacers and Charlotte Hornets. Now, both teams don't have a solidified star. Now, we could talk about Malcolm Brogdon and Karis LeVert and Sabonis for the Indiana Pacers. 3 very, very high-quality all-stars. They are all-stars. And you talk about Terry Rozier, LaMelo Ball, Gordon Hayward for the Charlotte Hornets, which LaMelo Ball, in my opinion, should be the Rookie of the Year. Has been playing wonderful basketball, is way ahead of schedule. But those teams facing against each other, I gotta go with the home team. Gotta go rep the Charlotte team, North Carolina, right up the street from me. I firmly do believe that they can beat the Indiana Pacers in a one. Especially, you got to remember, this is a one game. This is a winner go home. This is not a 7-game series. This is a winner go home. I believe that LaMelo has showed all year long that he can show up when it counts. He can play. He can compete with the best. And so I feel like Gordon Hayward has blossomed into a mentor. Terry Rozier is playing some great ball this year. And LaMelo Ball will show up when it counts. I believe that they can get it done, and they will face the Boston Celtics to fight for that final seed in the NBA playoffs. And I believe with the Boston Celtics, they still have a strong team. And due to experience, they will have Jason Tatum, Kemba Walker, Tristan Thompson, Marcus Smart. The list goes on of players that they have. And we all know that the tear that Jason Tatum has gone on towards the end of the season. And I just believe that the Charlotte Hornets they're inexperienced. And the Boston Celtics will fight for that 8th seed and participate in the NBA playoffs this year. Now, they might get knocked out in the first round against the Philadelphia 76ers, but that's going to be in the next episode of Ball with MTG, where we discuss the NBA playoffs coming up. All right, guys, that's about it for this edition of Ball with MTG. Make sure to follow us on @BallWithMTG so you never miss a post. Make sure to follow the YouTube. Everything will be in the description below. And guys, I appreciate you guys for watching. MTG out.